It's a playoff spot, storybook return for Luka, although there was some pain mixed in with all the joy.
It was a little bit of both, happy and angry, but, it's nice to see some familiar faces here. I spent a lot of times with them. But like you say, it was a lot of emotions. When I woke up, I was tired. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't sleep much. I was excited about this game, and, I really appreciate the fans, the way they reacted to me. Talking about closure sometimes hard because, like I said, I spent a lot of time here, great moments. But it's, like I say, it's getting more and more.
Yeah, they remember him. Lakers clinch a playoff spot. Luka ties his season high. All in all, a pretty good night. Here's LeBron.
Obviously, you saw the emotions on Luka's face. It was great. That was an unbelievable moment, something I probably will never forget, to be a part of that moment. And, the kid had 7 amazing seasons here. I mean, he was from a kid to, a man, and, for all those moments, just, it's all come together today, and just, it's pretty cool.
Luka's just the second player in NBA history with 45 points for and against a franchise in a single season. And anytime it's just you and Wilt up there on the graphic, you've done something. Historic night for Luka Doncic. Our NBA reporter, Dave McMenamin, was there for all of it, and he joins us now. Dave, we're watching on TV. It looked like a spectacle. When you're there in the building, what was the experience like?
Well, it started outside the building when I was at American Airlines Center this afternoon. I came across a Mavs fan wearing a Luka jersey, Luka sneakers, Mavs shorts, running 77 laps around the arena in his form of nonviolent protest for what was about to occur in the arena later that night. And of course, we heard the Luka chants, which was really pretty special. Some of the Lakers players told me it wasn't just Luka getting emotional, they were getting emotional for him when a nearly 3-minute long video played during player introductions. But then, of course, the Lakers are at the free throw line, the arena goes quiet, and all of a sudden the Fire Nico chants start. And you couldn't help but notice Nico Harrison, the Mavericks GM, standing in a tunnel, just kind of outside of the fans' view, but certainly there and hearing every single chant, which continued throughout the night. There were signs, there were Luka jerseys with, the Lakers put in tape over the top of Mavericks. There was Mavericks jerseys with Fire Nico taped across the back. It certainly was one of those tentpole moments that you're never going to forget when you cover the NBA and you think you've seen everything. And Luka Doncic, to his credit, was able to kind of push all that out of his mind and play one of his finest performances of the season.
Yeah, that's the thing, Dave. I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw a player openly crying pregame like we saw with Luka, just overcome with the emotion there. But then he channels that into just an amazing performance. So what did he have to say about the whole thing afterwards?
Well, he said he's exhausted and can't wait to go to sleep. And it wasn't from playing 38 minutes or playing the second night of a back-to-back after going against the OKC Thunder last night. It was the toll of everything. Being back in the city that reared him for the first 6.5 years of his career. Seeing people like arena workers and former teammates, former executives for the Mavericks that were such a big part of his ascension in this sport. And then just locking in. And really, from the moment he hit a three-pointer in front of the Lakers bench midway through the first quarter, through the rest of the night, he was just totally in control of this basketball game. JJ Redick said after the game, he was kind of disappointed because he thought he'd end up scoring 50. He'll have to settle for 45. But he was asked afterwards, does this give you closure? And he said, that's still a really hard question for me. He has so many great memories here. It's not like he had any ill will towards the city of Dallas when he left out the door in February to go to the Lakers. So I think these games will continue to be something that causes him a lot of emotions for years to come.
The first one always the hardest. I'm sure it's a game that Luka had circled for a very long time. But now the beat goes on. The Lakers heading home to face the Rockets on Friday. Dave giving us the very latest on a special night in Dallas.
On the sideline, which lets me know he was probably more invested in Dallas than Dallas was invested in him, because they chose to move on to a guy that's giving you 28, 8, and 8 over career and averaging 32 in the playoffs. But were you surprised at how emotional he was and how he was able to channel those emotions and go out and do what he did?
So you as an athlete, like, you know how it is when you first get drafted to a team, and you've had failure and you've had success there. Like, you were able to get something, you were able to build something, right? Especially us as athletes, whatever the role may be.
Yep.
Him getting emotional may be surprising to a lot of people, but when you're forced to leave and you're not ready to leave, a lot of fans don't know how that feels. Right? To getting so close, right? To getting so close to, man, we almost won a championship. We're one piece away, two pieces away from a championship. To get that close and to turn around and be blindsided, you right? You know, like I think it's the smoke there with the communication part, right? I think that was the most, like, man, I did everything you guys wanted me to do. You guys couldn't tell me. You feel me? So mixed with all that, I mean, emotion is bound to come out. But hey, listen, he was emotional before the game and he was emotional in the game. Belt.
Yeah. Ocho, Ocho, Pat Bell, me and Ocho talk a lot. It's kind of like a relationship. The relationship is most hurtful to the person that doesn't want to leave the relationship. See, if you're ready to get out of a relationship, ain't no skin off your back, you're ready to bounce. But when you're not ready to let said individual, be the man or the woman, it's hard. And you like, what can I do? Well, in a situation like this, because Luka, as you mentioned, they blindsided him. It wasn't nothing Luka can do because the trade had already gone through. So now, you know, a lot of times in a relationship, well, hey, I'll do this. I'll be better. I won't go out as much with the boys. I'll do this. I'll do that. So it hurts the individual that doesn't want to leave the relationship. But to see him that emotional, Pat Bev, it tells me he did not want to leave, even though he was going to the Lakers, which is one of probably the most storied franchise, Boston and the Knicks, the most storied franchises in the NBA. Even though he was going there, he's like, bro, this is my home. I think he had just built closed on a $15 million pad or something out there in Dallas. Yeah. He didn't want to leave. And all of a sudden, y'all come up with all these reasons. I don't care what it was. Bro, do y'all see the numbers? I just took you to the NBA Finals. 2 years ago, we was in the Western Conference Finals. And this is what you think
of me. It's only
a
couple people, and I don't think people understand this, huh? And Mr. Ocho Cinco, it's only a couple people that average 32 points in the playoffs.
Right.
And one of them didn't have no hair on his head. It's only a couple of those.
Yeah. And so you know what, Pat,
so,
you know what that,
like, you gotta
listen, you know what that tells me, Pat, and I've said it before. If this was a crime, if this trade and Anthony Davis leaving the Lakers and going to Dallas and Luka coming to the Lakers, if this was a crime, whoever's responsible for it would get life in jail. That's how bad this trade was. That's how bad it was. It's ridiculous for Luka to go out there tonight to have that tribute, to have him cry and be emotional, then to have 31 at the half and finish the game with what, 48? He finished with 48, huh?
I think he had 45.
The finish was 45.
45, 8, and 6 with 4 steals.
That's ridiculous. And then every time he touched the ball, you playing in Dallas and everybody cheering. Then you got the chance going on, and then you got the chance about insulting. Not the
Fire Nico.
Come on, man. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. And it's criminal the fact that this even went through for a player of that caliber, just based on some personal thing that they didn't see fit and giving him the type of money he was going to get in a year or two.
See, I like to look at it like this, right? We've all seen the stories of when a player leaves and you see fans burning jerseys, right?
Yeah.
You see fans. You got to put security outside and kind of go at the top management. It's refreshing. Right. You feel me? I wouldn't say it's fair. I just say it's refreshing.
This is what's being reported. According to Tim McMahon of ESPN, team sources have said trading Luka will likely cost the team 9 figures, hundreds of millions of dollars over the next few years. This season, the Mavericks are expected to lose millions due to the dwindling crowds, plummeting merchandise sales, and sponsors severing ties with the franchise in wake of the trade. Numerous fans have canceled their season tickets, and the Mavericks appear no closer to making amends with the fan base than they have deeply hurt this season.
Well, it's impossible to repair that in a month.
Because you can't get him back.
It's impossible.
You can't get it back because you got to think about it. This is the biggest trade because we've never seen a guy this young, this talented, that didn't ask to be traded to get traded. Kareem asked to get traded. Shaq left. There have been other guys. LeBron moved, KD moved, but to trade a guy at 26, averaging 28, 8 and 8, averaging 32 in the playoffs, and you move him. We've never seen anything like this, and we might not ever see it again because normally these guys like Luka and LeBron and Steph and the greats, Magic and Bird and Kareem and Jordan, they don't come along. But once every 15, 20 years, you got him. You got him. The thing what makes it so incredible, Pat Bev, is that you got him under contract and he doesn't want to go anywhere.
Listen, hey, Pat, you might know better than me. Your eyes and your ears are still to the NBA. And do you know if what Luka was doing away from the court, away from the game of basketball, because the issue definitely had nothing to do with him, what he was doing on the court, was what he was doing off the court really that bad to justify them moving him? A player of this magnitude that you just said averaged 32 in the playoffs, and there's only a few people that have been able to do that. What he was doing, was it that bad to really say, you know what, we're going to move on from him and send him to the Lakers and not tell anybody and just deal with the ramifications on the back end?
So you have to understand. So I spent some time in Europe, and I was able to deal with some really good Europeans, right? And I dealt with a guy named Milos Teodosic. Milos Teodosic, he had to have a couple cigarettes in his mouth after the game, but that's just how he relaxed, right? Right. That was his Euro step, right? Everybody got something, right? Everybody got something. So that was his something. I don't know if it was similar to any of that. Obviously, we seen the video. He drinking a cold one after a big win with his pops. Somebody comes over, Mike Finley comes over, take beer out of his hand. You know, we hear things about overweight. We hear things about, okay, he keeps getting hurt because he drinks. Like we hear
smoking hookah.
Right. We hear those things, but you really don't see them, right? You don't see them. It's just you hear them. So like if you can do all of that and that doesn't affect your play and you still showing up, not people forget, not only does he show up, he shows up at the biggest lights there is every single time, like tonight.
Yeah.
And it's only, and y'all know, right? Y'all been to Pro Bowls, y'all been in the spotlight, y'all know how it is to get that catch. You see that light on you run until you can't run no more, right? He's doing all that right in front of our eyes. 26 years old, generational talent. You let go.
Yes.
You let go. I don't know.
I don't think, you know what? Me personally, I think we use the term generational, but he's a transcendent talent. Transcendent. Magic, Jordan, Kareem, LeBron, the guys that we're going to be talking about for 2 generations. So our kids going to be talking about this like, hold on, wait a minute. I mean, the guy had a 60 point, 20 rebound, a 10 assist game.
Gives you Dragan Petrovic.
He got what? Yeah, how many? Like he's got like what 40 point games now. It's crazy how great he is. I was telling Ocho, Pat Bell, when I first got in the league, guys used to smoke all the times. I saw Greg Town with the Raiders at halftime. He outside sitting on his helmet smoking a cigarette. I'm like, is this really happening?
Yeah.
God, I mean, there are guys on our team that would, hey, we get a break, they go to the truck and smoke a cigarette. Or, right, hey, they go fire it up. It didn't bother me because they's at the front of the line. We doing wind sprints, they in first. So, hell, I'm thinking I need to start smoking so I can keep up with their ass.
Hey, I tell you, listen, I tell you what, based on the Lakers' performance tonight, somewhat of a pressure situation, I wouldn't really call it a playoff atmosphere. But I can tell you this, Pat. We got Beverly Hills,